let's fucking do this. Right, let's start with a couple of tatty bits first of all. This is an M93R mag. This is an original KSC. They call it the second version, but it's not. What that's just a different kind of flash hider they put on there. The original one, here it is. There she be. This one has got a BB model 93R on the side of it, as you can see there. It is a working unit. We've got some chips out the back of the slide. It's got one grip screw missing, but it does come with two mags. It is a little bit tatty. It's got the KSC markings on the side, and it only does semi and full. The burst mechanism is broken. That's a pity, but it didn't cost very much money at all. It was still a bargain, and the internals I can use in something else if I need to, but I won't. So we got that. Everything as it should be. What else we got? Another 93R. Now this one is the one I was very interested in. This one, apart from the ASGK marking on the side, you got the Pietro Beretta markings on the slide of the gun. You've got the serial number, and you've got the PB Mod 93R made in Italy patented markings. Now the grips here are a lot more realistic to what you'd find in an actual 93R, and if you do like good films, not the new shit they come out with, but proper good films, we've got Broken Arrow with John Travolta and Christian Slater and Samantha Mathis, and it's really shit, but it's like one of those 90s proper good shit films, and that is where you'll recognise this from. We've got the proper cutouts from the barrel, as you can see, the compensated cutouts, the forward-facing ones, not the stupid upward-facing ones that everyone's familiar with. No, this is the way it should be. This one here is semi and burst fire. And again, that is a fully operational gun. What have we got next? Going back in time. This is an MGC Smith Wesson M759. This is a non-blowback gun. It's got real wood grips on it. The realism of the mag is a little bit thin for what the real mag would actually be. The real mag's a bit bigger, but that is pretty realistic. There is no slide to pull. It is a non-blowback gun. That's just how it works. There's no hop-up. It's not very powerful, but that is a real classic piece. This is the first time I've actually held one of these in my hands. So I'm extremely excited for this one. Absolutely worth every penny I paid for it. If we look at the side of the slide, and again, remember the whole thing is plastic apart from switches and buttons. So the slide, the frame, the chamber, everything is all plastic. If we look at the side here, get that in the light. The side of the slide shines just beautifully, and the top is all matte. That is absolutely fucking amazing. Look at that. What have we got next? Slightly newer one. Now, as I've said before, I don't like high cappers. I don't like infinities. They're disgusting. I do like an STI. This is a KSC System 7. It's a more recent gun. The only parts, there's a metal on this. You've got the frame. It's basically just like a TM high capper, just like a Western Arms Infinity. But as you can see, that has got the full STI trademarks on it, the 2011, the serial number, STI Edge on the side, STI Edge on the grips. And that is, again, the first time I've picked up a Japanese System 7 stainless STI Edge. I was actually unaware they made these. It's going to be a bit of a clean up, slightly grubby on the sides, but that is a fully working, almost new gun. And I'm so thrilled with that, because the way the cutouts are on the slide, the way the markings are, it's just infinitely prettier than what you'd get on any other gun. People make STIs all the time. Now, does it fire as well as a TM? Nope. Does it fire as well as a Western Arms? Nope. Does it fire as well as a WE? Well, yes, because it's a WE. The longevity of this gun is going to be fantastic. Now, this is on Nuprol 1. I don't use high power gas in my guns. They're not meant to run that gas. But this is on Nuprol 1. That is gorgeous, isn't it? I mean, fuck. Look at the quality of that. And considering my fucking little workshop is so cold right now. What else we got? Gonna go back in time again. This is an MGC Model Gun Corporation. It's a shame it doesn't have Smith & Wesson markings on. I don't give a fuck. Because this is amazing. Get some gas in there, shall we? It's the Wesson Arms licensed version. So, pop the valve out, gas her up, and bear in mind this gun is from 1995. No leaks, no fucking around. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. You've got the compensated slide and barrel. And again, the entire thing is plastic. The only metal parts, rear sight, hammer, grip safety, trigger, mag release, and this section of the outer barrel. That is the only parts that are metal, the rest of it is all plastic. I am going to take those grips off. I've got too many officers and compacts that have got those grips, and I'm going to put a set of Springfield grips on there, which I've received in error, that somebody let me keep, and sent me the full-size ones. That is going to be fucking amazing. I'll do that in a second. Right. 4 left. New Age, first of all. I say New Age. This one was released, I reckon this must be 2003, at a guess. That is older than people who are starting to play Airsoft now. This is a Wesson Arms, Shavir Custom Works. So when I received this, in its box, with the manual, bagged with all the bits, honestly, my cunt nearly fell out. I fucking couldn't believe it. This is the Wilson Combat Striker 45. And again, it is practically mint. I had the chance to have one of these back when they first came out, and I got it, and for some reason, when I was in the shop, I decided I wasn't going to take it. This was Airsoft Dynamics. Instead, I got a different gun, which was the stainless Series 80, which had just been released by Wesson Arms at the time. And now you can get those like fucking running water. Everyone's got one. That is something that not many people have got. You've got the fake wood grips, but Jesus Christ, how fucking good do those fake wood grips look? Alright. You've got the Wilson Combat service grade markings on the slide. And again, it may have been, fuck me dead, 15 years since this is gassed. There are fucking WE mags that come out now that don't hold gas, you know? And again, it's fucking freezing. There's steam for you. It's freezing in here. This is Nuprol 1. Why do we love a Wesson Arms? Because no matter what, it fires. And what can you do with a Wesson Arms? You can't do anything else. Reminder, it's not good for it. You can fire it upside down. Try doing that with your fucking Armourer Works. I might be a shithead and I might put a silver frame on this. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided. I might keep it standard. But, fuck me. What's next? Put you back in your bag. As you can see, there is so much old and rare shit here that I'm sure the wonderful Stretchman Chicken
going to be hunting away whatever is on that desk. He's going to go fucking berserk. We love stretch.
But he's a bit of a deviant. Let's go back in time a little bit. A bit further, again, back to about 1995, 1996. MGC V10 Ultra Compact. Again, if my cunt fell out when the Western Arms Striker 45 turned up boxed and bagged, imagine how I felt about this. The smell of this gun, it smells of tobacco. Like, it reeks of tobacco. And for some reason, that makes it awesome. I don't know why. Look at that. I mean, just look at that. Again, Model Gun Corporation on the side, but V10 Ultra Compact 45 cal on the side. It's got the Pacmire grips on it. And again, everything is plastic, yada, yada, yada. But will it hold gas? Yes, it does. It's 2019. This gun is at least 23 years old. It might be 24 years old. Will it go? Of course it goes. Of course it goes. That is fucking gorgeous. Even the gun, just if you go and sniff your alcoholic uncle, all right, sniff his beard when he's sleeping, all right, don't get caught. That is what the gun smells like. That's what the gun smells like. Two left. Forward in time a little bit. Another Western Arms. This is the Wilson Combat CQB. Now, when my good friend Hayden got his online, he bought it second hand from Zero In or something like that. He was buying a WE Wilson thing, and when he mentioned it, I was like, yeah, that's not fucking exciting, that's nothing. When it turned up, it was a very good condition, one of these, Western Arms, with 2 spare mags, and he paid very little for it, and I was gutted, because again, I had the chance to buy one of these, and I never did. It came up online on Den Trinity in about 2007, something they were selling as a look, we've got a rarity. Didn't happen, I didn't buy it, and I'm a fucking idiot. So when this turned up as well, bagged, everything in manuals, all the manuals are in bags, all the individual parts still here. I couldn't fucking believe it. Now, Western Arms plastic, I don't know if you know this or not, a lot of plastics from back in the sort of 90s era doesn't last very well. Now, if you go back to the 80s when the Game Boy was released, whether you know or not, the Game Boy melts. So the Atari Lynx, all these old consoles and handheld things actually melt. They just rot away with time because they didn't expect it to want to last this long. That's not how you think about things. You think about selling the best thing there and then. Well, the same thing applies to the grips that Western Arms and Tokyo Marui made back in the 90s. They just rot away. Now these have got some it's got some white marks on it. That is just time aging. But that is nothing else. It's not sticky. It's not nasty. My Desert Eagle, if I go and grab my Desert Eagle for you. This is my Desert Eagle TM with all the Garda slide stuff on it. Now this one here, the grips, this is from pretty much the week it came out in the UK. But you can hear, and I don't know if you can see it, but you can hear the... I don't know if you can hear that, but it's sticky. And that's because the plastic and the coating all rots away. It's cheap stuff. This should be doing the same thing, and it's not. So this must have been kept in somewhere. Someone's really looked after this and loved it. They really have. Now, these are slightly newer mags. Fortunately, Neutral 1 does reach the valve, but I know that for sure these kind of mags, they leak a bit. They just do. No, nothing. Not a sausage. Listen to the way that fires. I'm not making my hands kick like that. That is the recoil of the gun on Neutral 1. Because it's well made. It's well versed in how to make a fucking great gun, Western arms are fantastic. And again, you've got all the markings, all the Wilson Combat markings. And look at the olive drab lower, it's fantastic. I think the only that's not even a marking, that there was a piece of fluff stuck to it. This gun is pristine, apart from the little white marks on the grip. What can you say? What can you say? Fucking amazing. On to our last one now. This is old. This is now probably one of the oldest guns that I've got. I mean, I've got a couple of 80s guns, but this is very, very, very old. Let me move this one out of the way for a second. Let me put it over here. This is old. If this doesn't make your bollocks jump inside, literally round the back up into your arsehole, then you know you should take a fucking long time to have a chat with yourself, because this is amazing. Look at that for realism on the mags. Look at that. Look at that. Now, some bastard has painted it in white. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter two shits. Again, just like the Smith & Wesson, you've got all the markings on it, but this one obviously has the full Coulter Delta Elite markings. It looks like it's very, very scratched up. It's not. That is just stuff on it. There are a few marks on it. You've got a nice shiny slide, and the top is all matte and lovely. Again, this is a non-blowback gun. It's a non-hop-up gun, all right? That's what it is, and that's how it is. However, you've got the weighted parts underneath the grips, what they used to do back in the 80s with these guns. My favourite thing about the gun is the hammer. It is permanently backwards, okay? I don't think these are going to hold gas. I would be amazed. I don't know what year this is made. I believe it's very early 90s. I think this gun has got to be approaching 30 years old. It has to be by now. It has to be. We'll see. But when you pull the trigger, the hammer drops. And when you release the trigger, the hammer rearms itself. Okay? Look at that. Now that gives it a hell of a long trigger pull. But that makes it still a much faster firing non-blowback gun. It's got the pack markings on it. I didn't see that last night when I took it out of the box. Very fucking late last night. Sorry, wife. There is no way this is going to hold gas. It just isn't. It is not going to hold gas. You've got some cracks on the mags. Fucking hell. It's holding gas. I can't believe it. Look at that. Wow. It's a shame that we can't actually get to see, because the smoke, it looks like smoke coming out. That is amazing. Jesus. So there you go. That's what happens if you spend £1,000 on second-hand stuff in Japan. If we sum up what these are worth, these sell for about 150 quid, give or take. These are about 150 quid, give or take. I believe these are still retailing for well over £200 right now. This one, around the £190 mark. This one also is around the £190 mark, but obviously it's a little bit damaged. This one, I don't even know what one of these would cost. I've got absolutely no idea what one of these would cost. I don't know. Money. You've got the two Western Arms 1911s. Those are going to be in the 200s easily. And you've got the MGC V10, and that's going to be to the £150, £200 mark. So the amount I've paid for this stuff is fantastic. This is what a real fucking unboxing video looks like. So none of this. Look at the manual. Look at this good thing. Now this is the brand new G. Fuck off with your G&G and fuck off with your Crytek, because that stuff is not going to be working and no one's going to give a shit about it in 20 or 30 years' time. This stuff here, this is worth some money. This is what Airsoft is about. This is the stuff that I had when I was fucking a teenager. And that's just 9 more guns to go up in my collection. And it is absolutely worth it. Let's change those fucking grips out. And there we go. The slide lock, unfortunately, is a little bit worn on that one. It doesn't do it manually, but that'll be down to this little catch here wearing out, as you can see. That's just the way they are. But look at that. Enjoy. Thank you very much. Shit and stuff.